Yo, welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is Spur here, and I'm just gonna pretend like I've not been away for the last 6 months from this channel. Six or more than that, or less than that. Yeah, roughly six. Anyway, so this is my week two match of the PSL season 9 actually. Yeah, so in season 8 I didn't really do well, even though I started well. I lost like 3 or 4 matches in a stretch towards the end of the season, and I missed out on playoffs. This season we have a sort of a differentish team, a sort of a bulkier team than what I usually use. I'll get to that when we talk about it. But anyway, this is my week two battle. Week one battle was against Ion, which was a very close match. I lost it 1-0. I didn't upload that vid even though I had it recorded, is because I said a few things in that video which were not all that flattering, and I decided I'd rather not publish it to the internet. So I did not do that. But anyway, yeah, this is my week two match against Thriller. He's a new guy here. So, looking at his team, he brought the Thunderous, the Cinderace, the Flygon, the Blastoise, Scolipede, Cobalion. What else did he have? Uh, he had a Miltank, I remember. He had a Gogeist, however you want to call it. That thing. There was some there was a Grimmsnarl, I remember. What am I missing? There was one big thread in there that I cannot remember off the top of my head. There was some sort of a big thread in there that I cannot seem to remember, and he did not bring that either. Anyway, yeah, I can't remember. As for me, I brought a Lycanroc Dusk, which was banded mostly just to revenge kill stuff with Accelerock. Then I brought the Superior, which was Focus Sash with Glare to glare the Cobalion, the lead Cobalion, or the lead Scolipede, or the lead Cinderace, which he led last time against Melee. I have my bulk up or Shifu, which I intend to be my Wincon slash breaker depending on the situation. I have I have specially defensive Toxapex with a Rocky Helmet. Now, specially defensive Rocky Helmet can't contradict each other. Specially defensive to take on the Mega Blastoise, which otherwise rips through my team, and the Rocky Helmet to get some chip damage off on Cobalion and Scolipede, which it cannot touch otherwise. Next, I had the Piloswine, which was physically defensive, but was meant to take on the Thunderous. So it was a bit of a funny situation with the builds this week. And finally, I have the Scarf Gardevoir, which actually has Memento on it. So Memento was basically meant to like get a Memento off on something like the ideal candidate for Memento would have been Flygon. So just give it the Memento off there, get my this thing in, my Shifu in, get a bulk up off, and then I just hit whatever's in front of me. But anyway, yeah. So I'll just start the match here, and just a second, I'll slow this down. Can I slow this down? Yeah, I can slow this down. All right. He expected the Mega Audino and Corviknight, which I have on my team. So yeah, as I said, it's a bit of a bulkier team than I usually have. So Toxapex, Mega Audino, Corviknight on the same draft. Yeah, not really a typical Swamp draft. Anyway, so I led off with my Superior. As I said, it was my dedicated choice of lead. I went for Leaf Storm here, looking at his Blastoise. He switches out into his Cinderace, and thing is, I did not actually calc how much it did before the match. So when it did 32%, I was really tempted to go for another one there. But unfortunately, that would not have killed him. He'd have still been, oh fucking hell, he'd have been at 64. So he'd have been at 4%, and then he could get rid of the sash and kill me, and still be in a state where he could come back later into the match and revenge kill a bunch of my mons. So I did not obviously want that. So what I do here is next time you'll see I go for the glare. Surprisingly enough, okay, so this part was actually surprising. I turned out to be faster than him. Now, if I knew I was faster than him, I would have just gone for a Leaf Storm there, because if I knew I was faster than him, I would not have gotten two hit KO'd by him before I killed him. So, but anyway, yeah, for whatever reason, he made his Cinderace slower than my Sapé. Anyway, so I go for the glare there, get the glare off. Anyway, so now he's going to be guaranteed slow. I mean, he already was slow. I get another Leaf Storm off for the damage. He goes for Pyro Ball, brings me down to my sash. Fortunately, he does not burn me here, which is really good. Because of some things that we'll see. Okay, so next I kill him with a Dragon Pulse because I didn't want to miss the Leaf Storm. Up next, he goes into Cobalion, and I'm like, okay, if this scarf is just gonna kill me, if it's not scarfed, I would rather get a glare off on this and make it slower than my Urshifu, so that my Urshifu can clean up later on without any issues at all. So I just throw off a glare here, and this mofo just tried to set up on face of a Serperior which is at +4. I was like, big man, what are you doing? Fire of a Least it does 99%. Oh my god, I did not expect this much. I thought it'd do like 60% more max. 99% was beyond my wildest imagination. But anyway, yeah. After two rock polishes, he's at +4, so that is 3 times your regular speed. Divided by the 2 from the paralysis, so he's basically at choice scarf speed right now, and that is going to be enough to outspeed my Superior and kill it. So he's at 1%. I'm going to go out into the one more on my team that's actually faster than it, and that is Lycanroc Dusk. Not really because it's faster, but because it has a priority move in Accelerock, which can pick off the Cobalion. Now here he goes out into his Flygon. I thought that okay, maybe he just saw me go for this thing. Accelerock, he probably guesses I'm banded or something like that, and he will use this opportunity to set up. He'll go for a Dragon Dance here. So I assume a Dragon Dance is incoming and I go out into my Flygon. He reveals to be special with Scorching Sands, which is interesting because he brought special last week as well. Thankfully, the Scorching Sands did not burn me, because if it had burnt me, I would have been in trouble against what is coming up next. Because this Colipede got in, and this Colipede meant business. It just went straight to Source Dancing. None of that Toxic Spikes Protect bullshit. Thankfully, I did not get burned, so Earthquake still did a decent chunk, 45%, and if he's Life Orb, he'll get knocked out from here. As it turns out, he doesn't even have Mega Horn. So thankfully, I lived it. Earthquake doesn't do too much, as I said, it was physically bulky, and my Earthquake is going to be a 3-hit KO on it. I wish I had Ice Shard here, because then I would have taken a little less damage, and then I could have killed off the Flygon as well, which will come out after this goes down. Now, so okay, so with Flygon, I thought I just completely forgot that this thing has Boom Burst. I thought it's probably just gonna go for Draco or Dragon Pulse, U-turn or something like that, or maybe just Scorching Sands that he used earlier. And since my Gardevoir is Trace, if I hard switch it into a Flygon, it will just come in and Trace is Levitate, so it will be immune to both its stab moves. So that's why I brought Gardevoir in. Okay, so by the way, from the previous Scorching Sands damage on the Piloswine, I calced and I found out this is actually Specs Flygon. So once again, anyway, he goes for Boom Burst. That is 54. Okay, that did way more than I expected it to. I mean, it's a fucking Boom Burst from a Spexmon anyway. It'll do damage. Thankfully, it's not a normal type, otherwise, that would have been the end. But anyway, Gardevoir has good special bulk, and that really helped me in this situation. However, I know he's Specs and I'm Scarf, so I'm just gonna go for Moonblast and kill off this Flygon. Uh, Now he goes out into Blastoise, and I'm like, okay, I have a dedicated switch into my Blast to his Mega Blastoise, and that is my Toxapex. However, just before I was about to click on Toxapex, it just came across my mind that alright, my Toxapex set cannot break a substitute from a Mega Blastoise. So if he's like sub Dark Pulse, there is a good chance that he might just flinch the Toxapex to death before I get to do anything to him back. So I decided to just stay in and fire off a Moonblast just in case he turns out to be substitute. So I fire off the Moonblast, does actually 45, so that means he's quite bulky, and there is the substitute. So thankfully I did not move out into my Toxapex, because otherwise this would have been a problem. So I Moonblast again to drop his substitute, and he kills me with Flash Cannon, which is whatever, because from here on out, with the health that Mega Blastoise is at, Lycanroc Dust can just clean up. So Accelerock beats the Mega Blastoise, and he next has a mon that's weak to rock anyway, and it's a banded tough class booster Accelerock, so he does. Oh no, he turns out to be Charty Berry, so he actually doesn't and goes for Flash Can, but thankfully Reiner Brown lives at 10% and is able to kill off the Thundurus with another Accelerock. So after the disappointing bullshit that was my week 1 game, it was really good to get back to a winning. I won't say a winning form, because I'm probably going to lose next week again. But anyway, it was good to win a match. At least I'll not finish 0-11 this season as I first feared. But yeah, hope you all enjoy that match. Probably I'll see you next week. I want to say I will see you guys next week, but with the way that my recording files have been going for the last few recordings, oh my god, I had 3 videos planned before this one. I did a tier list video to ranking all the tier 1 mons from our PSL draft this season. I had a draft analysis video of my own draft, and I had my week 1 match. I had to cancel all 3 of them, because the first 2 got their files corrupted for some reason. The third one, as I said, the third one was really my mistake. Even this one, I usually do live commentaries, but there is a replay because the live com file for some reason did not register my voice. so you all couldn't see that. But anyway, yeah, hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys next week. Goodbye.